Yesterday, the governor of my state did something that I think was cowardly and despicable, and that is issue an executive order which he knows has absolutely no enforcement in law whatsoever. As a matter of fact, a Syrian family of 5 resettled in the city of Chicago, as have a couple of thousand since the program began in the United States of America. And as most, there were children, there were women, and there were the elderly. People who are fleeing violence in Syria, people who are fleeing hunger, people who are fleeing rape, and that's what they're feeling. Listen, I understand one thing, that there are those that are going to be fearmongers. Remember last year, Ebola? We were all gonna get it any second. We had to shut down the borders. Remember Governor Christie going after the poor North and wanting to put everybody. So look, it's always despicable to use fear and irrational fear, especially against what an undertone of xenophobia, with an undertone of xenophobia.
But isn't there a difference now?
So
because I seem to remember that, when you, for example, if you use Ebola, the administration did a very quick job of trying to remind people, here's how you get Ebola, here's how you don't get Ebola. In this particular case, the Obama administration waited until last night before educating governors, lawmakers, journalists, and trying to explain, here's the process we have. 4 days after these attacks, 4 days when a lot of these people who for fear or xenophobia or whatever were able to convince the American public that there is no screening process.
Look, you cannot ask me to be an apologist or to explain to you or to somehow give you a definition of why it is or excuse people when they use bigotry, when they use fear and fear-mongering instead of good public policy. Here are the facts. The fact is that there was a terrible terrorist attack in Paris, France. Someone from Syria traveled there. He didn't go through the same program that those that were just resettled in the city of Chicago yesterday. Those who were resettled in the city of Chicago yesterday spent over 2 years in a refugee camp, not being reviewed once, but twice, but 3 times, quadruple. We have wonderful American patriots trained to keep the homeland safe and secure, and they are checking the screenings and improving upon the screenings. So I want the American public to understand, I understand why there would be fear. I get that part, right? We all understand that. But we have members of our military, we have members of our intelligence community, we have our soldiers, we have our FBI, we have our intelligence community not working full-time but double-time to keep us safe. And this program is not where the weakness in our system is at. If anything, it is part of the strongest.